Here we have our decision tree table, and then we have our model down here. As you can tell, here's A, and then I split it to B, then C, then D, then here's our class down here with our true or false. And so each time we go through each row, we're gonna end with a true or a false. So for example, I already did this first one with A. We're gonna go true, 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 and then we end in true. So that one worked. So for the next one, we go true, 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 and then false. No, true, 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 and then false, and we end with false. Then our next one is true, true, false, true, and we end in false. So we go true, true, false, true, and that ends us in false, so that is correct. Next one is true, true, false, false, true. So we go from true, true, false, then false, and we end in true, which is right. And then our next one is true, false, true, true, and we end in false, so that is true, then false. Then we go to true, and then true, and we end in false, which is right. Then we have true, false, true, false, true. So it's true, then false, then true, then false, and we end in true. The next one is true, false, false, true, and ends in true. So we have true, false, and then false again, and then we end in, true, false, false, then true, and we end in true, yes. And then our next one is true, false, false, false. So we go true, then false, then false, then false, and we end in false. And then we have false, true, 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 and then false. So we go false, and then we go true, 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 and we end in false, which is right. So the next one is false, true, true, false, true. So we go from false to true, then back to false, and we end in true down here, which is also correct. So the next one is false, true, and we end in true. So it is false, then true again, then false, and we end in true again, yes, which is right. And then we have false, false, true, true, and then true. So we go from false, false to false again, and then true to true, we end in true, which is also right. And then we have false, false, true, false, 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 true, false, and then we end in false. So false, false, true, then we go to false, and then we end in false, which is also correct. Our next one is false, 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 true, false. So we go false, 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 add another false, and then this one's gonna be true, which leads us to false, which is also right. And then our last one is false all the way across and ends in true. So we go false, 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 and then we end in true, which is also right. And this is how you do your decision tree.